It's summer already. I suppose it must be. It's sunny outside. But summer only lasts one day in the UK. Thankfully it lasts for 3 months in anime world, because the anime season has just started and we've got some more shows to start looking at. So join me as I look into the new shows airing this season. In a slightly different format than usual. We're still going to be doing 4 reviews per episode, but a bit more waffly, a bit more unscripted. Because this is, as ever, the 2018 Summer Anime Preview, from a different perspective. The first of the new shows that I watched this season is the sports anime Hanebado. It's currently airing on Crunchyroll if you want to follow it, but not too bad actually. It's one of 2 series airing this season which have very similar themes. They're both sports anime. You got both Fist and Hurricane Receive. Both feature different sports, but they're going to be compared to each other dramatically. I've not seen Hurricane Receive because it's not aired yet, but we'll see what it goes like, shall we? Anyway, Hanebado. It's, as the name might give away, and the visuals definitely give away, a badminton show. Now, I don't really follow badminton, then again I don't follow that many sports anyway, but badminton's a pretty decent sport really. It's always one of those sports when you go to the Olympics or watch the Olympics anyway, but you don't really go into it saying, oh, I'm really excited for badminton this Olympics, but it ends up being one of the most exciting sports there. It's frenetic action, and you find yourself just losing yourself in what's going on. Well anyway, Hanebado is a story about 2 girls primarily, it seems. You got the star of the club, the main character of the club, Nagisa Aragaki. She's a second year. She is a star badminton player, but we start watching her and she loses her first match 21-love, and that is not just a drumming, it's drumming almost as bad as we had in the World Cup recently. Not plugging anything in particular there. Well anyway, she's drummed up by the other main character, Ayano Hanasaki, who, I've got to be honest, is almost robotic at times in that match. We don't see much, but all we really see is Nagisa getting more and more frustrated, and Ayano not really giving a damn really, and it's almost enough to give Nagisa we want to quit the sport. But anyway, we go back to real life, back to the reality of going to school, and Nagisa's taking out her anger on other club members, which isn't going down all that great with everybody else there. In fact, some of the girls end up quitting this club actually. We've got a rival tennis club with a star who's surely going to be getting involved in badminton at some point in the future. And it's all well and good so far until the new girls start in year 1, and Hanasaki is one of those girls, and she has absolutely no interest in badminton. Why she's got no interest in badminton, I have no idea. Some kind of trauma maybe, something must have happened, but she's not interested. She goes to a tennis club just because her friend goes there. She's more interested in hanging around with her friend, to be honest, and that's the kind of friendship I can get behind. But she's just not interested in badminton. Until, of course, the perverted new coach of a club. Yeah, because that's what has to happen in sports anime, doesn't it? He doesn't quite grab the new girl's thighs. He fondles her hand instead. Slightly less perverted, but still ends up being whacked around the head with a tennis racket. And one thing leads to another. Nagisa gets more and more frustrated, but the shock of seeing the girl who thrashed her 21-love in school, and the bigger shock of saying, oh, she doesn't interest in badminton, eventually leads to her being challenged. If I beat you, you're going to join the club. If you beat me, then I'm not going to bother you ever again in my life. So, who will win? I got to be honest, I don't actually know. One thing I do know is that Hanasaki is going to end up being in part of the club somehow or another. And this anime shows a lot in common with Saki, but there's so much which is different to Saki as well. And in Saki you've got a girl who does not want to play Mahjong at all. Somehow getting swept up by the Mahjong club, going to the nationals, and yeah, we don't know how that ends yet. Literally, we don't know how that ends. The manga hasn't got to that point yet. Now, this one, again, we don't know how it's going to end, but it's not as if the club is all friendly like it is in Saki. There doesn't appear to be any kind of superpowers going on here. It's just badminton. I think that's probably the main draw of the series. It doesn't seem to be any kind of supernatural girls playing sports. It just seems to be, look at these girls, they're playing sports. Look at them, they're good. You should play sports as well. Join the Olympic team. Win us a gold medal at Tokyo 2020. Because that's what this series is really about. It's about Tokyo having the Olympics in a couple of years' time. And I'm sure we're going to see a lot more sports anime in the next few years as well, because of that reason. And if they're a bit like this, I'm okay with that. Because this show is good. I like the show. I'm going to stick with it. Until it bores me anyway. If you want to stick with it as well, as I said earlier, it's airing on Crunchyroll. Next up we have a new anime based on a dating sim called Island. Now, not the country island, the geographical landmass island, but yeah, Island with an S. And yeah, that certainly was a show. Not quite sure what to make of it to begin with. And I'm not quite sure what the intent of the show was. It's definitely the big name show of the season, as in all the most famous seiyuu you've ever heard of are in it. I mean, we're crying out loud, we got Yukari Tamura as the main female character. I'm assuming she's the main female character since she appears on pretty much any kind of artwork you see about the show. Dating sims live and die based on the quality of a cast, and the quality of the characters more particularly. And I've got to be honest, and based on the main character of this show, Setsuna Sensenkai, I'm not too convinced. I mean, he spends half the episode looking gormless and being perverted. Not that the script writers are really that helpful. We start off with a naked girl who looks like she's mounting him, saying that she's going to break. Later on, Karen, one of the feisty twin tail character, there's always one, though this one gets bonus points for being voiced by Kana Asami, face plants into his crotch. When the guy is talking to a police officer later on in the show, he says how she got a face full, an eyeful. I think she really got a mouthful, to be honest. And then the police officer tells the main character that she'll take it hard. Yeah. Out of context, that really sounds bad. So much so I actually wrote it down when I was watching the episode, thinking that subtitle has to have been written intentionally, because there's no way you can write that and not understand the innuendo about it. She certainly has it hard. Yeah. But our main character apparently is a naked guy who wakes up on a beach. It was a time travel with insomnia. Not insomnia. Amnesia. No, insomnia is what this episode will cure. And yeah, he is sort of rescued, sort of sexually assaulted by Kana Asami's character Karen, and he's kicked off the island because he's not from the island. Or he would be, but he escapes. He escapes only to sexually harass Karen again. Thankfully he manages to escape, running into the main character, Rine, main female character that is, who is a mysterious girl who sings a lot, with white hair, and she wears a captain hat and a hoodie. Literally those are her defining features. Don't know too much about her, she's mysterious. Apparently she is killed by sunlight. Is she a vampire? Are we adding vampires to dating sims now? Wouldn't surprise me. And she lives with a shut-in. Seriously, there's this person, Kuon I think their name is, who lives in a room in the dark. You know, a vampire maybe? This one's more of a shut-in on the computer all day, who only speaks to the outside world through notes through the doors. Now I have to admit that was a little bit of a cute trick there. I look forward to meeting that particular character. Hopefully it's a girl. And we also meet the other female lead, Sora. She's a shrine maiden. Very, very small shrine maiden. With very, very big hair. If you remember that one character from Bakuon, her hair is pretty much the same size as that hair. And she invites Setsuna along with her and tries to kill him. As you do. Of course, Setsuna goes ahead and sexually harasses her anyway. I think that's what this character does best. He sexually harasses people while being kind of nonplussed about anything. With a gormless look in his face. Not quite sure what to make of the show so far. As I say, these shows live and die by their characters, and this one's leaning more to the die end of the spectrum than live. But I've pulled it back before. I'll be watching more of it. I don't really recommend you watch it unless you really want to see whether or not you like it, but we'll see how it goes. You can watch it on Crunchyroll though. Getting into anime shorts is always a bit of a risky business. You never know whether or not you're going to get a 3-minute short bit of nonsense or a 13-minute bit of golden joy. And the 13 minutes doesn't even necessarily mean it's going to be good either. But Encouragement of Climb is a bit of an oddity, because this is of course the 3rd season of this show we've had so far, with Encouragement of Climb Season 3, or Yamano Susume if you want to be reading the Japanese version of it. Now for those who've not seen the first 2 seasons, I would normally at this point say go back and watch it, because I really enjoyed the first 2 seasons. But sadly you can't. Season 2 is no longer on Crunchyroll, and you can watch Season 1, which I do recommend you go back and watch. But without Season 2 it's less of a urge. But still watch Season 1, it's very good. Now for those of you who've already seen Season 2, you already know that Season 3 is going to be your thing. But for those of you not, I'll give you a bit of the cliff notes. Encouragement of Climb is about a group of girls who like mountain climbing. Now, early on the show I compared the brilliant Eurocamp to Encouragement of Climb, and that's for a very good reason. Whilst Eurocamp is about a bunch of girls going camping, Encouragement of Climb is about a bunch of girls who go mountain climbing. And the two really go hand in hand together actually. Quite often you'll find camping girls end up climbing up mountains. And the flip side is also true, you find out that girls who like mountain climbing often have to camp out. There's a lot of interchangeability between the two of them. And that's really where Encouragement of Climb really fits the bill. It's another one of those soft, sweet, gentle shows which is not that much of a heavy hurdle to watch. You can just sit down with a cup of tea or a cup of something with lots of ice in this weather and enjoy it. You don't have to think too hard. You just enjoy the characters and they're getting to know each other. And what characters are as well. Now in the first episode of Season 3 we don't really get to see the 2 secondary characters. We don't get to see Coconut and Kaede, who was their main characters but not the main 2. This one is heavily based on the main pair, Hinata and Aoi. And that pair are very delight to watch. I mean, I'm not going to ship them Yuri wise. The show really pushes heavily on that buttons, but we know they're just cute friends who get along really well together. I know some Yuri fans would kill me for saying that, but they're not a couple. They're just very, very close friends. They love each other, but not in that way. But they don't have to love each other in that way in order for it to be beautiful. It's a beautiful friendship between 2 girls who got to know each other mainly through mountain climbing. And it's about meeting other people. I mean, in Season 2 we were introduced to Honoka, the photo girl. She is quite shy and we don't know too much about her so far, but she's cute. And if anything's to go by the poster, the key art for his show, then we're going to be seeing a lot more in this season, which in my book is fine. She has a different dynamic to her show. But the first episode of his Season 3 is very much a flashback and looking back at the previous episodes and previous seasons, showing why the show is so good. But strangely, rather than being Hinata taking the forefront, pushing Aoi wherever she wants to go, this episode actually has Aoi taking the lead, planning something out and having a surprise for Hinata, and that is if you know the characters, a brilliant thing to watch because Aoi is a lot more gentle, whereas Hinata's headfirst, headstrong into everything she ever does. Aoi is much more thoughtful and much more sweet girl. Not that Hinata's not sweet anyway, but yeah. Now, you know what I'm going to say at this point. You know if you want to watch it, so go ahead and watch it. In fact, you probably already have if you're watching this. But I don't care. Watch it anyway. Watch Season 1 if you've not seen it before. And try and find Season 2. Hopefully Crunchyroll do manage to get it back. To go along with Seasons 1 and Season 3, which are also both streaming on Crunchyroll. That's it. The world's over, guys. Human civilization is veered off onto a wrong path. The anime episode shows us in The Thousand Musketeers. Yeah. It's not due to any kind of nuclear war or anything the show seems to show to us. It's an endless stream of cookie-cutter fujoshi-based shows, causing a downfall of mankind. The gun boys have ended us all. It's all over. After a show like that, I'm wondering whether or not I actually want to keep bothering watching anime. Because if animes are producing things like that, what's next? Actually, to be fair, it can't really get much worse than this one, can it? A Thousand Musketeers is the latest mobile phone adaptation of a game, and yeah, it's if you've ever seen any of the mobile phone adaptations before, where you've got a bunch of characters based on famous things doing stuff, then you've seen this show already. This one focuses on guns. Famous flintlock rifles, or muskets as most commonly known, and they call themselves the Thousand Musketeers. D'Artagnan suddenly feels a little bit left out, and one by one we're introduced to, it seems like we're getting close to 1,000 already. We've only got about 10 I think so far, but loads and loads of famous rifles appearing, named after their owners or their flame of their guns, where they're from. To be fair, they came up with little snippets whenever this to me was introduced, and I didn't pay any attention. I was trying to avoid falling asleep throughout the entire show. I think there's some kind of tragedy and cause humanity to decline and die and fall into ruin, and the ancient guns are fighting back against modern weaponry because apparently a flintlock rifle is going to be able to defeat an M4. But probably not. It's a stark comparison between this and last season's gun show, Gun Gale Online. This one is a cookie cutter, stereotypical fujoshi bait trash. I mean, I'm not calling it trash because it's fujoshi bait. I've enjoyed shows based on fujoshi bait before. And if you replaced all the pretty boys with pretty girls, if you actually did things like that, it'd still be just as bad. And there's two ways to do that type of show. I mean, I was watching the show and I felt like I was watching Hitalia without any of the comedy. If you're into this kind of rifle, then go ahead and watch it. You might find yourself something of interest, but you're really not gonna. There's no real quality or any kind of semblance of anything in this show. It is just a show. It's pretty boys doing pretty boy things, and they try and do some kind of plot. They've got to rescue some guy. They fail, and then one of the rifles, Brown Bess I think his name is, which isn't exactly the best name for a guy, suddenly goes Super Saiyan and shoots everyone. Because guns. So if you turned around to me and said this was sponsored by the NRA, I'd believe you. It's NRA fujoshi propaganda. Of the worst kind. It is on High Dive, though I've no idea why you'd bother looking at it. But if you do, feel free. I won't stop you. I should do, but I won't. Well, that was a bit of a slog, wasn't it? I really didn't expect it to go on that long. But I've managed to watch 4 episodes. Some I like more than others. Well, all 3 I like more than the last one, but I think that goes without saying really, doesn't it? So join me again when I look at more shows next time. Bye bye.